Hello, Scorpio. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. For supportive oracle cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tony Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen. If I can move my hand, you can see that a little clearer about the last name. Wisdom Oracle cards. There you go. All right, just in case you'd like them. I think we're going to put these. I want to do the chakra ones first. Scorpio. These are face down. There's like this really weird moment coming up. Okay. Weird moment coming up. Might be okay. The ending I'm not sure yet because you got 5 cards face down, which is telling me there's like until it actually happens. You can't really plan for it, something like that. We'll get to it in a minute. So when you come into the situation, the energy between you and someone else, the other energy is the King of Cups, which don't get caught up in the gender. This is somebody who feels like they have the situation under control. They have a lot of love for the situation. I feel like it's a shared situation. Like you and whoever this is have a lot of care for the same situation. For some of you, it's almost like co-parenting if you're divorced, or it's almost like a co-worker, and like you care about the same thing. I don't know about each other. It's possible this could go between you and this person too, but I'm getting like your card is the Two of Cups with the Wisdom card, which the Two of Cups is making me feel like you're doing what you need to do. You're working with this energy. You do care about the situation. I feel like the Two of Cups is about the situation. Like there's something here you really care about. And you work with this energy, and some of you do work very easily with this energy, true. But there's something that's a little weird here. Something's a little off because you got Wisdom with the Two of Cups. And maybe this is somebody, again, maybe it's a divorce situation where you're co-parenting and you still care about this person, but it's not the easiest person to deal with because you got the Eight of Swords. It's kind of like, for some of you, you're in love with somebody and you can't be near them and you're blocked, but you have to work on the same situation for some of you. For others, it's more about the situation. It's kind of like you care about the situation. You have to deal with this other person who's equally invested, and you gotta kind of balance it out or kind of dicker it through. What else? You know what I mean? You gotta kind of mull it out. You know what I mean? Because the Eight of Swords is telling me you can't really do what you want easily. Neither can the other person. Because you got to do what's best for the situation, and you can't just take it off and do what you want to do. You got to not only do what's best for the situation, but you got to appease the other side that you're dealing with. It feels complicated to me, but it's kind of also making me feel like things are getting done and they're really going well. It's just the energy here. It feels just so restrictive, and like you're held to it's almost like you're held to a schedule. And you're like, this is so stifling and so restrictive, and I hate it. It's working out. Everybody's okay. Things are going very well. Bills are getting paid. People are getting taken care of. It's almost like that co-parenting thing. It's like the child where co-parenting is very happy, very healthy, going through things well, taken care of, emotionally stable. It's just the way it has to be done. It's just kind of like it feels very stifling to me. Very restrictive. The Eight of Swords in this situation feels very stifling, very restrictive. And it's just kind of like, I don't feel like there's a way out of it. I mean, this is an illusion card, just to be fair. It may not be as stifling as it feels, but it's hard to get around. There might be a way to do so. It's not coming into me right now, just to be fair. Whew. The Nine of Pentacles. This is that other card. Like, things are going well. Even though it's like it feels like you're stuck and you're restricted and you have to go by these rules, and these rules are so stringent. It's just like, for the love of Pete, can I breathe? Is that allowed? Am I allowed to breathe today? I don't know. Let me check it off the box. Is it time? Did my time in the schedule come up? Oh, look, I can have a breath. Thank God. It's aggravating. It's really aggravating is what I'm getting. But it's working. That's kind of like to your chagrin. It's like if it was going a little wonky, you could be like, listen, we got to change this because it ain't working anyway. But it is working, which is kind of why you're stuck with this Eight of Swords. It's kind of like it is working. Things are okay. Things are going well. It's not the way you want to do things, but they're working, and you're like, I'm stuck. The thing is, the other side is also feeling the same way. Maybe for different reasons, they're also feeling like things are not the way they want them to be. Because you might have a little bit of say on what's going on here, and they don't like that. I feel like that might be part of it. Like, you have enough say here that you also, they have to do things a little bit your way, and they don't like, they're equally uncomfortable. But also, with this same thing, it's working out, so they can't really buck the system either. It's a rub, you know what I mean? Whew, okay. Let's keep going. Now, both sides, this is very interesting. Because on your side, you have enlightenment and impartiality. And this impartiality, if you look at that, doesn't that look like the scales just a little bit? Like that lady is holding a bucket in each hand and she's balancing them on each side of her. To me, that looks very much like the scales of justice. You know, balancing. Other side has literally the balance card. Literally the balance card. You'll also notice there's a few cranky people there. 3 cranky people in the front. So it's coming to a point where both sides, you and the other side, want to do things differently. You're ready to do things differently. But you have enlightenment on your side, which is telling me, I know. Like, if you're going into this, you're like, I know. I can't have it all my way. You go in knowing that. And you're just like, I'm going to have to give a little. The thing is, you're like, there's certain things I don't want to give in on, and other things I'm like, well, I'm going to have to. So you're fully prepared to give in on some things while trying to hold on to others. The other side, the balance is like, they acknowledge it, but they don't like it. And they want to try to get around it. They're going to try to see if they can get you to go their way. The balance is telling me it's not going to work. They're going to have to balance it out with you. You seem to be enlightenment with impartiality. Is like, no, can't be on my way. I know that's not even an option. I know that's not going to happen. So you're like, I'm fully ready to deal this out. 2 of Coins is in between you and this other person, or situation, whatever it is. You're going to have to work to get this to balance out again. The other side doesn't really want to give in to you, but it's like they acknowledge that that's probably going to happen, but they're going to try. They're going to try to push you over their way. They're going to try. They're going to fail. I mean, they're going to fail. Things are going to be rebalanced. Things are going to be evened out. Like, this is actually, again, still feeling like a balance card. You've got a lot of rebalancing going on here. Just, I feel the other side, like, trying to pull a quick one, but you're kind of like, I don't think so. You also, you have the enlightenment on your side. Like, yeah, they tried to play that. I understand that, but me trying to do it the same, that's not going to work either. I mean, you're like, I don't have time for this. Let's just be fair. You're not trying to balance it out in the sense of like trying to pull the same stunt, because you're like, that's a waste of time. I'm not going to waste my time with it. Listen, this is what I'm willing to give on. This is what I don't want to give on. So if you can work with that, I'm sure we can make this work out fairly quickly, fairly easily. If you want to be a dork about it, though, we can fight. I'll fight you. Like, I feel like that's coming. Like, you want to fight about it, we can fight it out. Like, if that's what we need to do. But this is not going all your way, because it's definitely not going all my way either. We're going to both have to give some. So I'm willing to work with you on this. But they don't want to. They're having this, they're like, I don't wanna. But they will. They got to try their little fast one first. I just don't feel like you have the time for it. You're like, all right, yeah, you had your fun. Now let's do it the right way. Come on. All right. What's popping up here? I'm going to do all... This is unexpected. So, like I said, they don't want to. They don't want to, right? So then they got the Five of Wands popping in here. Which is interesting with this situation, because it's kind of got like a bump. It's got like a really discord feeling to it. Five of Wands is like, that's controversy normally for me when I read it. And this card does feel that way. I feel a lot of controversy, a lot of butting of heads. They're pushing the issue. I thought they were they know they have to, but like they try to I feel like they're setting it up because this is face down and it's coming around again. Like I feel like you just agreed to something. You're like, okay, we rebalanced it. Yeah, they tried to push it. They tried to get it all their way. I told them that's not happening. I mean, I can't have it all my way. They're not going to have it all their way. Let's be honest. And it seemed like you came to an agreement, or at least you were working towards one. You were working towards one. I feel like this other side was being difficult because you got a lot of cranky people in the front of that card. I mean, I don't usually center on it that way, but the Five of Wands is telling me they're really starting to put up a stink about it. They're like, no, I think we need to do it my way. No. And I feel like, see, this is the thing. It's kind of like if you're co-parenting and you've agreed that, we're not going to push religion on our kid, that we're going to let them figure that out in their teenage years on their own. And they're like, nope, I can't do that. Nope. And they enroll them and force the child to go to religion school. They just do it. They just make it happen. Ace of Wands. I'm getting the other side is forcing an issue, forcing changes, going ahead on their own, and just forcing something forward. Because this is face down. You're not seeing this till you're seeing the after effect after it's happened. Okay. More of what you're not seeing until it happens. They've made choices here to where I don't know how they did it, but they seem to make choices where it's just how it is. Like it's already done. It's a done deal. It's almost like sending somebody down the river. You know what I mean, on a boat, and it's like they're on their way. There they go. Guess it's done deal now. Like I don't know how to say it. It's like someone just it's like putting somebody on a plane, and once that plane is airborne, they're going to Florida. The plane doesn't stop till they get to Florida, so I guess it's happening. Literally, that's what I'm seeing with these two cards. The Two of Wands and the Ten of Coins is like whatever they've done, they fortified it the best they could, and they moved it forward. They made the decision. They made the complete decision because the Two of Wands is making me feel like they made the complete decision to lock it in. Two of Wands, right? Yep. Two of Wands with the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is like fortifying it. They're fortified. They're happy with this. They're happy with this. Now, this is what's interesting about this deck. The way this comes through in this one, this feels like another argument card. It's the Five of Swords, which is not usually what I get from the Five of Swords in other decks. But in this one, I'm feeling like this is going to be an argument. Very, very, backed into a corner. I do feel like this is an argument where it's already happened. It's already kind of happened. Now that it's going forward, you're kind of like... To undo this, it creates more damage to undo it than to just let it keep going. That's what's really aggravating here. It literally creates more damage to undo it than to just let it play out and then see where it goes from there. Because of that, and there is I do get that there's a verbal argument here. You pretty much say your piece, but because it will cause more damage to undo it than to just let it keep going. You get the Eight of Cups. You're kind of like, all right, fine. Like, this is not something you're happy with. I don't feel like you're happy with it. The Eight of Cups is telling me the situation isn't all bad, but I feel like you're disconnecting for a while, and it's just kind of like, this did not work out correctly. This did not work out correctly. This was not fair. Until it actually happens, there's nothing you can do about it. And even when it does, it, again, creates more damage to realign it than actually just let it keep going. And I feel like this is really aggravating to you. I feel like you got self-work and quest here. You have to find other answers. After this happens, I feel like you have to go through you have to look at other possibilities, other answers. You gotta like do a bit of research, just find out, all right, what's happening? What can I do about it? What do I want to do about it? There's a lot of confusion in this situation, but what I'm also getting is another change is going to come forward. This is where it's ending. Confusion and the Three of Wands. Like, another change is going to happen. Like, this is not over. I feel like you have to set yourself up to be ready for the next battle. Because whatever this person or situation, it looks like a person, whatever they chose and they forced forward, and you're just kind of, you feel like you're just stuck behind the 8 ball. You're just kind of like, well, it's just going to cause more damage to start over. To put it back to where it was, it's going to cause a lot more damage, a lot more grief. I guess for now I have to accept it. You don't want to. You don't want to, but you're like, it's better for the situation due to where it is. Not better for like it to be here, but since it is here, it's better to let it keep going for now. For now. But you have self-worth and quest. Like, I feel like you have to look. Some of you might be getting legal advice at this time. Others of you might be just looking at other options. How do you get out of this situation? How do you change things? Things like that. There's going to be another change. I'm getting there's going to be another problem here. The confusion comes forward. There's problems. Another change is going to come forward from this with the Three of Wands. It's all about you being ready. The quest especially, like, again, for some of you it's legal advice. For others of you it's just like researching the situation. What do I need to do to change it? What other options do I have? Because there's another change coming. Confusion with the Three of Wands is telling me this is not going to last. Another change is going to come. You just need to be ready for it. Just be ready for it so you can do what you have to do and then kind of roll with it. There's no cards after this. It's subject to what you're dealing with. The more prepared you are, the better this could go. All right, I think we're there. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.